everyone, and welcome back to Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot for the New Moon Aquarius Secret Code Name Seeing Clearly readings. These are purchased in advance by individuals. Those individuals who know which secret code name is theirs for their personal reading for this event. If you did not get one, but you are drawn to the secret code name, there is most likely a message in here for you. For those of you who are new to me and the channel, please be aware I have no filter and I do not sugarcoat my messages ever. I just read. All right. So this is secret code name Great White. I'm using my Prisma Visions Tarot and my White Light Oracle cards today. Spirit, what is going on with secret code name Great White and those who would resonate to it that they need to see clearly? What is going on with secret code name Great White? What is going on with this new moon in Aquarius that they need to see clearly? All right, we've got the Four of Chalices and the Six of Chalices. With the Knight of Pentacles. Clarities, please. Oh, I'm hearing that song by Paula Cole, Where Have All the Cowboys Gone? Page of Wands. Page of Wands clarifying the Four of Cups. We got the Five of Cups clarifying the Six of Cups. And the Queen of Cups clarifying the Knight of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups on bottom and the Queen of Wands on top. These two cards came out on top and bottom in the last reading on Beating Venus, and they're opposite now. The Ace of Chalices was on top and the Queen of Wands is on bottom, and it's vice versa now. But you've got a lot of cups. A lot. Lots of emotions. You might want to watch Beating Venus. Okay. And I want to show you something really neat with this particular deck, because the cards sync up like a story, like a picture. Like that. It's very cool with this deck. Connected parts. Okay. So the Queen of Wands on top is about knowing very clearly what your heart wants, what your soul wants to manifest. Okay, the underlying issue is the Ace of Cups, or the ability to pour, as the Queen of Pentacles with the Empress under that. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles, hello, hello. The Queen of Pentacles is a pre-Empress card. So you want to be able truly to pour unconditionally in the physical world. You want to be able to create whatever it is you want to create. You have a very clear desire, right, with the Queen of Wands on top, a very clear heart's desire. It's this feeling, and this feeling of being swept up in life, as if it's tangling around you. The fire is tangling around you, if you see that card. Okay. Possibly feeling like you're being consumed by the fire. The Four of Chalices clarified by the Page of Wands. Mind you, the Page of Wands is also being swept up by the fire. The Queen of Wands is a feminine energy. You see the feminine figure here. But the Page of Wands has a masculine figure here. Pages usually represent children. And you can see that there is quite a young man or young boy sitting on the shores, staring out into the water. Okay, the Four of Chalices is about longing or wishing or praying for something. Also feeling swept up in the fire. Whatever the fire is in your environment. Okay. The Six of Chalices involves a sacred soulmate that you have known for many past lifetimes, who, clarified by the Five of Chalices, baits you. They bait you. If you see this here, there's a shadow figure, a masculine shadow figure who is leaning over the edge and throwing the cups, which look like fish, on a line, throwing the cups into the water, who is purposefully, it's almost like they're purposefully spilling the cups to try and get your attention. Because as you can see from this part of the connected cards, one flows into the other. See, you're moving in this direction and someone is pouring and dumping cups on the other side, almost as if they're trying to get your attention. To be fair, it could very well be the shadow of this energy here. Okay, it could. It doesn't have to be, but it could, depending on how it resonates with you. You're waiting for someone who you feel is a unique, one of a kind, to take the armor off. You may feel as a unique one of a kind, that you are a unique one of a kind. And also need to take your armor off. What thought processes or emotional processes you're having that is trying or attempting to protect you from the reality. And the reality is the unicorn is very much distracted by these giant strawberries. They're luscious, huge strawberries. And the knight is wearing all this armor, and it's the color red. The armor being red, it's protecting yourself with fear instead of trust, especially if you're allowing yourself to be distracted by something so luscious or luxurious as these big strawberries. Like, oh, it's fine. And for all his armor, he's missing his shoes. He's got bare feet. Put yourself in someone else's shoes, or take the armor off so that you can embody something else instead of protecting yourself out of fear. Trying to protect yourself and taking actions from a fear state. Because your love is frozen as the Queen of Chalices. And the Queen of Chalices always rings true for me a lot with Cancerian energy, the mother of water. The very nurturing, very considerate, almost like borderline possessive mother, especially when it comes to their children. Like, these are my children. You know, maybe you are so afraid or busy protecting yourself out of fear that you have maybe lost sight of the fact that you're dealing with a shadow, or that someone is acting out of shadow trying to gain your attention because you're distracted. You're distracted with the fire and the reality, trying to put out fire, but being consumed by them. You know, it's like there's always something coming up. There's always a fire in the reality that you got to try and put out. And it's consuming you, and unbeknownst to you, it's also consuming someone else who is most likely younger than you. If they're not a child, then it's definitely someone younger than you. It's almost like having to dive into the spirit and medicine of the great white shark. You know, there is no more powerful predator in the ocean than the great white. For someone to dive deep into their emotions and become super protective, it's almost like smelling that blood and going for blood. Like, and I say that in the sense that not tearing someone to pieces, but smelling that blood needs you. It's almost like blood family. That blood needs you, and going for or protecting blood. Okay? Especially because of this card, you can see this red creature here. It's kind of like Loch Ness, but in this particular card, because the scenes are cut off, they're not present, it almost looks like blood pouring into the water. I keep getting this feeling that there is a need to protect or acknowledge where this younger energy is. To not be distracted by the Knight of Pentacles, who has no idea what it's like to put themselves in someone else's shoes, including yourself. You might have no idea what it's like being in the shoes of the younger person, witnessing the experience and the fires that are constantly trying to be put out. You have no idea what it's like to be in their shoes. Dealing with the reality. Like, it might be difficult enough for you to try and deal with the reality and all the fires popping up that need to get put out, let alone be them and dealing with the same environment and being consumed by the fire. Let's see what guidance Spirit has for you. Secret code name, Great White. Like, if you could put yourself in their shoes and understand how difficult the reality is for them, that you would go into an uber protective, you are mine to protect mother mode. I think that's what you need to see. Only then can the Ace of Chalices, the overpouring, actually be received in the reality for all the desires that you actually hope for in soul. What is the guidance, please, Spirit? What card above all others for secret code name Great White? Those who would resonate with the secret code name. Karma of Kutuhala. Card number 43. All right, so let me read a bit of this for you. Karma of Kutuhala. Your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience. So commit to what truly ignites your heart, and do not be dissuaded by anything or anyone. If you are seeking to make a commitment, do so when it truly connects to your heart. Follow your genuine, meaningful bliss. Know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail and you shall rise. Kutuhala is a Sanskrit term that translates as that which excites wonder. Even if it doesn't seem like it will lead us anywhere practical, following our bliss can allow for something beautiful and deeply fulfilling to unfold. We often pursue what is sensible and secure. Yet what could be more appropriate or divinely and delightfully inappropriate than pursuing a path so intoxicating and fascinating, so utterly mesmerizing to the spirit that no matter what challenges arise, you feel so much love and commitment and passion that you should not turn away. That is the stuff of potential greatness. We might call it being led by our hearts. Kutuhala is permission to do just that. The shadow side or unconscious pursuit of Kutuhala is seen when we chase our bliss in such a way that nothing genuine ever gets a chance to mature. We might be lured by greener grass and chase after new possibility or potential like a butterfly flitting from place to place. This doesn't involve the heart, but rather the restless mind, which acts from fear and avoidance rather than using passionate devotion as its foundation. The commitment that emerges out of true Kutuhala is not about clipping one's wings, but about growing them and learning how to fly skillfully. Okay, I'm going to give you a wonderful example. I was absolutely in love with my divine counterpart, and there was nothing, and I mean nothing, I would not do for him, until I realized that his behavior and his choices were hurting my son. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally, and psychologically. He was not a good example of a man for my son. And it didn't matter how much mental, emotional, or psychological abuse I was willing to take. It didn't matter, because I went full blown great white. I smelled the blood of my son, metaphorically speaking, and went full blown protect mode, to the extent that I left him. My counterpart. Because it was unacceptable. 100%. If you're dealing with a situation, because I know I was in it myself, where you are distracted putting out the fires on a daily basis or a weekly basis, that you start to negate or turn a blind eye towards the actual damage. There is nothing in this world and no one in this world that means more to me than my son. The only thing that I'm truly passionate about, that I truly desire, is that he's happy, that he grows up to be a beautiful man, a wonderful soul. That's what I care about. That my connection with him is stable. That even as a man, he feels he can come to me. And that we have a good relationship. That I would be a support for him, a light for him, something positive for him, someone he respects. Staying in the situation I was in would have ruined all of that desire. So what was more important? It just clicked one day. I hope this message serves you well in divine time. Because life is not about putting out fires. It's about inspiring greatness in people that we truly, soul deep, care about. Our children are pieces of ourselves, literally. We have to save them as much as we can save ourselves. My son is my rock, my compass of soul. And when he suffers, I'm suffering. And it's not acceptable. So, I hope this message helps you in divine time to refocus, because it is surely what Spirit would have you see very clearly. Okay? With that said, that wraps up Secret Code Name Great White. I will see you shortly for the next secret code name. This is Grace Nicole Myths signing out. My love and support is with you always. Take care.